Hi folks, so my camera's or my phone's memory card died there, so we lost our connection, but I'm back, and here's with the same load from maybe a different view. Even with the lint filter on, if you do an appropriate sized load, it will still float under it. If you got a large load, I find the lint filter actually inhibits the items to get to the agitator and be pulled down. But if you've got an item like or a load like this where the items can float, they can be still pulled down by the force of the entire agitator itself. Lint filter, a bit annoying for that, for larger loads, as I said. Somewhat effective. I don't find it the greatest. I prefer a filtration system that has a pump that recirculates the water rather than one that skims the top of the water. It's not that effective. But I'm going to take it off again now. And wow, that water is still very, very hot, even though it doesn't have a heater, which is quite amazing. And give you some more of that speed queen look. I'm going to switch it for the last few minutes of the wash cycle. As you can see, it's down to 3 minutes now. For 3 minutes more, I will turn it down now to gentle and let you see how effective, again, this machine is with the proper load and loading on gentle. It still can pull that load down and give good rollover just in a 1/3 kind of timing, if you will. and no bell. Funny, the Speed Queen and other Simplicities I've heard have the bell, but this one doesn't. So, here we go, guys. I'm going to try and do this with one hand as best I can. It's time to now go to the spinner. Now, for its age, this is the quietest spinner I've ever heard in my life. Newer machines like Danby's and Hitachi's and all that, yeah, they're quieter, more modern, I get it. But for this machine's age, compared to the Hoovers, Hot Points, and even Maytags, this machine beats them all for silence. And it's a direct drive motor, which I kind of like as well, because I don't ever have to worry about belts as the machine ages. So here we go, the typical transfer. I do find, unlike some others, including the Hoover, that this transfer space is quite large. I would have appreciated something a little bit smaller, but, well, I didn't design it, so who am I to complain? But it obviously works, and all the water that gets all over this place, as you see here, still doesn't get into the controls or under or anything. It's obviously designed for that, so I can completely enjoy the process of doing my laundry and not feeling like I'm going to get electrocuted or something's going to just go on me. Done. I can see. Yeah, I didn't use the cute little tongy things that came along with it. Yeah, they're a nuisance to me rather than my hands. And if I really need to find them, I miss anything, quick gentle swirl. No, nothing. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put the spinner protector over the rubber mat. Make sure that's on. There we go. And here it goes. I don't recycle my water. I'll let it go and I fill it with fresh. And you can now see in there, you can see the minuscule amount of detergent and foaminess that's coming out. The products I used, as I said, do not foam. So therefore you won't see it or create suds. Sorry, but you'll see a little bit of foam in. And that water still has a lot of detergent coming out of it. Even though it's minuscule for what I've used. And that beautifully quiet machine just spun out all that water. So when I feel it's done, I like to have a rag. One flaw I find in this machine is that sometimes this rinse hose can fill up around here a little bit and drip over. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure what it is I do or it does or whatever, but I like to make sure that no water gets in the controls, anything like that. So turn it down, and on goes the cold water for the first rinse. And with the Simplicity, you do need to turn off the control, because if you leave it on, the pump still runs, and it will drain all the water that you're filling in there dry and rinse with. So you got to make sure of that. Even if you want to try and drain the wash tub, you can't, because if you turn it to empty, it will also be sucking out the water in the spin rinse. So for now, we let the spin rinse go. And when I spin rinse, I fill it right up to the size of whatever the load is. In this case, a big load. So the water will come right up. It must come up right up to the edge of this spin guard, spin mat. Otherwise, there's not enough rinsed water. And by turning it, not only am I kind of flushing the water through, but I'm also making sure if there's any air gaps in it, that it won't fill right to the top. But then if you leave it, you'll see for over 2 or 3 minutes the water level go down, because it will have sucked up all the water in the clothes, the absorbency, as they're acting like a sponge. So I really make sure that I get as much rinse water into the clothes as I can. And the beauty of this machine is it can also spray rinse. So I fill. I like to rinse my clothes a lot. So 3 to 4 times of a deep fill spin, then a spray rinse. And you can see how the water level looks like it's high on the clothes, but if you pull the spin basket over, it's not quite as high yet. So you want to make sure that you're careful of how full it gets. I don't know if you can see that because of my camera angles. But now the water's close up there. We turn it off. And on she goes.